Hey, so for my first music review, I'm going to be doing Good and Evil by Tally Hall, and I go off of my personal opinions and my personal preferences. So if you actually want like a solid, genuine, like, I don't know, whatever the heck, Fantano review or something, this is not the place to go. This is just what I personally like, and I'll express that usually. So for the first one, it's Never Meant to Know. I personally think this is definitely a headbanger. It goes right in that category with a nice, smooth, chill groove. The guitar, that riff, keeps you going through the most of the song until like around the quarter minute mark. This literally, like I see this part as downtime because it goes from the usual melody and switches around. And when I say downtime in a song, I mean like, okay, so I explained this pretty horribly initially, but basically downtime is a part of the song that's not the refrain and not like a normal verse. Like it can be a verse, but basically it's a part of the song that you don't want to listen to. The part that's pretty lame and kind of there just to make the refrain sound more fresh and not like just having the refrain as the song. Like, no, you have the refrain, then you have downtime, and then maybe have some build ups and stuff like that. But basically, yeah, that's what it is. I like this part because, like, as much as it is a downtime, it also builds up different harmonies during it and keeps you engaged, and it actually sounds nice. And then it makes the refrain, like when it comes back to the original melody, really solid. Like, this is a really solid return to it. Like, you can see people end up still staying to click around to this part. And then the ending is also, still pretty chill. I mean, there's like no complaints I have about this song. The lyrics, Tally Hall like usually goes crazy with the lyrics just to like kind of confuse you, or maybe they're just mentally insane. But for this one specifically, nothing special except for the refrain. It's like that part, can make some people resonate, especially with the melody. It could make them feel more somber, maybe resonate about parts of their life. So it's definitely no lack of good lyrics. Yeah, totally at the upper end of a headbanger in that category. By the way, when I mean headbanger, it's just like in the S tier basically. It's like I would listen to it on the regular. If someone put it on, I would not skip it. That's what I mean. Okay, so and this is definitely a headbanger for sure. It goes right in with a strong drum and then bam into this like really groovy rhythm for a good while, and it has some nice hard, really harsh guitar sounds, but it actually ends up sounding pretty pleasing. And the lyrics are actually more of a focus on this one because it's kind of like, and yes, we digress. I don't know. It's always like something, then another version of it. So you kind of get this like rhythmic feeling as you go through it, and it's you do not get bored. I mean, it's a nice song. It goes, and then nearing the end part, you can see it totally switches. It's like, oh gosh, and then it pauses, and then it goes into this completely different like section where it's like a different groove, a different this. It's completely different, and well, it's good. I mean, it totally nails like the swap because the lyrics stay consistent in that it's like comparing things almost, except it's a lot more harsh. You can feel a lot more anger and the emotion in the ender part. It really picks up the end where it's like you hate each other but you love yourselves. It might be heaven and it might be hell, and that could definitely get a lot of people in relationships to resonate. It really gets a solid 5 out of 5 on the lyrics for what it's trying to convey here in this song in general. And it's almost like a song and a quarter of a song jam-packed into this all in one headbanger, and that's why I put it in that category. Now, You and Me, this is really tough because I love this song. It's really nice. It's very cheerful. It has lovely lyrics. It'll definitely make you feel super in love with whatever the heck person you're crushing on. Spoiler alert, you're never gonna get that person. But I will say the thing is, I guess the problem with this song is that the melody almost is just too generic for the title of headbanger. Like, I definitely have headbanged to the song for sure, and I love like the way that it picks itself up and reinvents the entire beginning like melody right here. Like, it is really good, and the lyrics are really good. It's just not something up there in those tiers. It's just a bop, it's a good song. Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's also not super. That's really it. Now, Cannibal. This is kind of a little tragic for me. I mean, I like the song. I like the lyrics definitely. It feels definitely reminds me of my relationships. But I just think the downtimes. There's quite a bit of it, and it's one thing to have a bunch of downtime if the chorus pays off a lot. But the chorus is like it's good, but it's not anything groundbreaking enough to justify the amount of downtime that's in it, especially downtime that doesn't have any lyrics that are like really special. Like it's just kind of more adding into the it's a cannibal. I'm a victim of cannibal to like my girlfriend's a cannibal, and that's cool. But again, the lyrics and the melody of the downtime are a bit like lacking for how good the chorus is in comparison. I just think it goes on the lower end of the bop, honestly. I think it's a good song, but it just falls short in some areas. Lyrics are definitely spot on, but not enough to bring it up further. Now, I don't understand country music. I don't really it's not my vibe, not at all. And for who you are, it's a country song. And Rob Cantor has this very distinct voice. I don't really have too much of a problem with it. I think this song is more for if you, I guess, resonate with like that farmer type of instruments, and also if you're a little on the sadder side, it's kind of a slower song. It's more like, I think it has like a sadder tone to it. Most people probably wouldn't think that, but when I hear a lot of notes going down, I think of it as a sadder tone. And I think, if I were in the position of someone who liked country music and were willing to be like this, I'd probably keep it in the once in a while tier. Like definitely in the upper part of the once in a while, because if I like that stuff, it would be there. The lyrics, I haven't really paid attention or really studied them, so I can't really say much on that because I honestly just haven't listened to the song that much. And you might think that's my job, but I just personally don't care enough. So I'll just leave it there in the rank, and there you go. No, Sacred Beast is really, really unique instrumentals. Like, it's very creative with its use of the whistles and the Rob Cantor's distorted voice with the very harsh guitar. It gives a very poignant and nice melody to it. It's a very nice hook. Pretty short, pretty sweet. I'd definitely put this on the lower end of the bop. This is something nice. The lyrics also, I haven't really studied them. But the lyrics are actually chronological and have somewhat of a story this time, instead of just the random hieroglyphs that Tally Hall usually leaves. So, good lyrics, I'll just say that. And pretty nice hook, unique instrumentals, lower end of the bop, for sure. Now, I love this song, but I do have some problems with it. I love the lyrics and what they mean. Like, it's super depressing. Like, the lyrics, I personally like the idea, the message of being like just another scarecrow hanging around for a living, doing as you're told, not even questioning it, like blue collar workers basically. Now the big issue with this song comes when the downtime hits. It stops the melody, it goes in for this more creepier tone, and it goes into this build-up. The build-up has this nice piano thing, doom 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 ding 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 ding, but you don't hear it. Honestly, you have to focus on it, and you have to think of that, know that it exists in the first place, probably because you watch documentaries or something. But if you just listen to the song like the first few times, you will not notice this piano in the background, which is honestly a shame. And it gets really like messed up and goes in for this creepy, like really harsh part of downtime where it's just like a whole mishmash of a bunch of instruments, and that could be cool. I definitely get wanting to have that creepy aspect to it, but the problem is the sound mixing, and I just hate this about some things when it's just too dang loud compared to the rest of the song. The rest of the song is so quiet. You hang around for a living, but then and it's like if you actually have to adjust your volume if you want to be able to experience the rest. Like, I want to listen to all the nice parts with full blast and then not have to worry to lower down my volume when it gets to this loud part. Like, that's just super annoying, especially because as soon as it ends, it's like and it goes right back to the quietest, which is you hang around for a living. It's like when I'm in the car trying to show the song to a person, I have to like and crank it all the way back high just so that they can listen to it, the quiet part. But then, like, so it's just, I hate the audio mixing. I hate it so much. Like, this is just me being petty. Like, I know most of you probably don't care what the song is like. It's probably not big enough for you of a difference. But for me, I really hate it when something so good is just ruined just because people don't know how the heck to level out audio in Adobe Premiere. Like, what is that? Come on. But, yeah, it's a really good song. But because of that huge part, it's not in the headbanger category, and I'd put it at the higher end of the bop. Okay, this song is, it's a little pleasant. if you listen to the song, and this is a nice chaser to bring you back to it, but it's mainly just if you're listening to the album, or maybe if you happen to listen to this song recently. I would say, for the context of the album and everything, it's good. It's alright. I'll listen to it once in a while. No problems with it, but it exists. Now this song is a really tragic thing for me because I love the melody. It's like so cheerful. The lyrics are also pretty nice, even though the trap part, I mean, you could interpret a lot of things about this stuff, but it's just very pleasant and good. And then the problem comes with the second half of the song. Literally, like, the entire second half is just like the most depressing thing because they mess it up. They literally they go into some downtime, and the buildup is not rewarding at all. It goes into this weird end part that's on, and it goes up and back and down, up and down, up and down, just keeps going on. And the only thing that adds is that the little drums in the background and stuff maybe get a little more intense and stuff. But like, you're just hearing the same melody. For the second half, you're basically just hearing dun, dun. That's it. Like before, like after the lead up. Like, it's really it, and there's nothing to like about it, honestly. It's just like, why would they put that there? I don't understand. Like, maybe it's just, it's an artistic expression probably, but for me personally, when I'm listening to the song, I get to this point, I just cut it, honestly. It's just the second end is pretty lousy in my opinion, but I'm sure some people appreciate it. Maybe it's for the aesthetic and stuff, but me personally, when I'm going off of pure nice sound in a song, it just doesn't do it for me. So I would have to put this in the upper part of the once in a while tier. Oh goodness gracious, this one is like the last music video they ever made, and this song deserves it because this is a banger. I swear, this song is so good. It is right there as the top at the headbanger tier. It is just magnificent. So it starts off with like a little simple build up, like setting up the melody a little bit with a little bit of a story, pretty quick. Then it goes, bam, smashes you with a hammer. It literally just like blasts your balls off with this super harsh, like the guitar is so raw, but it works. It just works so well. And then like after two refrains, it's already good as it is, but then at the middle part it goes it just like does the instrumental of the refrain, and it really just like displays on full blast how nice that guitar riff is and everything. Like, it has no shame. It throws itself out there. It does have one part of downtime where it's like ding ding, it's like you don't really hear much, but it's kind of necessary for being so harsh and so like loud throughout most of the song. It did need one little part of quietness to lower your senses, and then leads up one more time, like in the beginning, with a little bit of like a story, and then goes right back in for the last refrain that is like in a higher note, and it just completes it perfectly. There's no complaints that I have about this song. It is just right. It's nice. The lyrics, you probably could like resonate with them, like them too. There's probably a lot of things with that. It is just beautiful, and that's why this goes right in the top of the headbanger tier. Now, Misery Fell is a little slow, kind of harmless, doesn't have too much going for it. The only thing is that it's like half the song is downtime, and it also doesn't have too rewarding of a refrain. So I would just kind of say, keep it in the lower end of the once in a while tier. I'll kind of listen to it once in a while. But it also, I haven't studied the lyrics, but it's kind of more tally hall gibberish, so I probably have to look into it, who knows. But either way, keeping it in the lower end, that's it. Now, Out of the Twilight, honestly, I haven't listened to the song too many times compared to the rest, and, well, it's definitely good. The vocals aren't too fitting, but overall the instruments makes for a nice, smooth sounding experience. It has some pretty playful tunes going on, but there's no hard-hitting refrain. There's not really any lyrics that I kind of noticed. I'd probably have to look into them. So overall, pretty harmless. Definitely upper end of the once in a while tier, but there's not enough to really make it stand out, and it's also not bad at all by any means. Okay, and this song, say what you will about the melody, say what you about the lyrics, those are probably good, but I'm sorry, Andrew is just not a singer. He has this like raspy voice. It's just way too raspy. It sounds Too lame, and I personally just don't. I'm sorry. I'm putting it in the nah category. Like, it's in the upper half. There's good parts, things to it, but I just do not vibe with it at all. Andrew just gotta stick to his keyboard. I'm sure the lyrics are good and stuff, but I just can't vibe with this. It's just not for me. Fate of the Stars is really strange. Like, the plug for Talia Hall's band is like the one person I want to meet on my bucket list. Because if I had what they're having, oh gosh. Anyways, this song is definitely very symbolic. It uses an organ arpeggio or whatever the heck the person in the comments explained, but it's like some melodic thing where it goes up and it sounds strange because it sounds like the melody is going up and then also going down at the same time. And it also has a lot of strange opera parts, so it's all over the place, but it does its job with its lyrics and its vibe for the album. Sounding wise, it's definitely once in a while, but there's also some fun parts. There's a part with the maraca, and it's pretty playful, and it also has some pretty depressing parts. Like, I think if you were down and you had a rough day, this song would help you vibe with it, but then also tune it back with the happy more parts and then the strange parts. So overall, I think it does a good job. It definitely does a good job for the album's context, but I would only listen to it once in a while, but it's good. It's definitely, I appreciate a lot about it, so I'll keep it in the upper spot for sure. And there you go. That's my tier list. In a way, that's my judgments. I think that I like this album. It has a good amount of stuff, but in the end, some of them just aren't too good. But for having that many headbangers, I mean, that's some quality stuff. For only having like one song that I'd say nah to, they did a pretty darn effing good job. So there you go. If you like this content, I mean, let me know, but I don't really care if you like it, so I'll be making these music reviews whenever I can, in a way. And yeah, if you do want me to do certain albums, then leave a suggestion and I'll definitely give it a listen. And yeah, have a good day.